Welcome to this training about the DS PrimeTaper implant system. This course is intended for all dental professionals and will introduce you to the key features and benefits, as well as the surgical procedures and workflows for DS PrimeTaper implants. DS PrimeTaper is a state-of-the-art implant system that is supported by a seamless, fully integrated digital implant workflow for both single and multiple unit restorations. It provides an efficient handling experience for the whole treatment team due to its immediate installation stability in different bone qualities for immediate function. This easy-to-use implant system works seamlessly with all other products, solutions, and equipment from Dentsply Sirona, creating a streamlined workflow from data capturing, planning, and guided surgery to the final restorative solution. The single, partial, and full arc workflows allow the treatment team to work efficiently and enable them to provide consistently excellent care. When it comes to implant treatment, maintained marginal bone levels in combination with peri-implant soft tissue architecture are absolute prerequisites for long-lasting function and aesthetic success. Under the right conditions, nature itself does the major part of the job. DS PrimeTaper implants introduce a number of features that combine to provide immediate installation stability and long-term bone preservation. DS PrimeTaper implants have a progressive design with variable thread shapes, which you can see on this implant. It has a tapered shape which contributes to the initial stability and the cutting efficiency. The cutting capability comes mainly from pointed threads in the apical portion. This, in combination with the flute design, gives an easy, stable, and predictable installation. The upper portion of the macro thread gradually progresses to a square shape. This creates a linear torque buildup throughout the implant installation, which contributes to initial stability and cutting efficiency. The macro thread incorporates a double thread design, which means that the implant advances 1.5 millimeters into the osteotomy for every complete turn. One of the prerequisites for the development of the DS PrimeTaper implant was to build upon the key features from Astratech Implant System EV that are proven and backed by science. Microthread on the implant neck has been proven to ensure maintained marginal bone levels over the long term. OsseoSpeed is a chemically modified titanium surface with a unique topography that stimulates early bone healing and speeds up the bone healing process. Building on Astratech Implant System's clinically proven track record for fast, predictable osseointegration, DS PrimeTaper Implant's OsseoSpeed surface delivers long-term bone care. In a recent meta-analysis, OsseoSpeed and Astratech Implant System outperformed other premium surfaces with significantly better marginal bone maintenance after 1 year and even after 5 years. Having the highest predictability on marginal bone levels leads to a better and safer outcome for both clinicians and patients. All instruments for surgical use are stored in the PrimeTaper surgical tray. A QR code for additional information is printed on the back. The drills are arranged corresponding to the drilling protocols. An indicator identifies the depth markings. The guide drill is positioned on the upper left corner. PrimeTaper drills, long and short, are provided with numbers, diameters, and depth markings. Additional PrimeTaper intermediate drills are available. PrimeTaper taps for very dense bone are marked with the diameter and a 6.5 mm depth indication. The implant drivers, small, medium, and large, are color-coded and marked with gingiva depth indicators. The PrimeTaper direction indicator is used after drills 1 and 3. The instrument extender is part of the tray. For a quick check, use the depth indicator. The implant depth gauge is used to measure the implant site or is used as a probe. It is stored at the lower compartment of the tray. The torque wrench, EV, together with the surgical driver handle, is the tool for implant installation and adjustment of the implant position. The insertion torque is indicated at the end of the wrench. These instruments are also stored at the lower compartment of the tray. It is important to obtain knowledge about the bone quality available at the implant site, as it may vary in the maxilla and the mandible. During the planning phase, it is also crucial to check that the horizontal and vertical bone volume is sufficient for placement of an implant. Bone of various qualities can be classified into 4 classes, D1 to D4. The versatility of DS PrimeTaper implant system means that the clinician can choose an implant design that embraces every anatomical parameter. The implants are available in a versatile range of diameters and lengths for all indications, including situations with limited space or bone quantity. The sequence of drills is dependent on the implant diameter. For most patient cases, the recommended drilling protocol can be used. However, very soft or very dense bone will require a slightly different drilling sequence. The following sequence shows the implant site preparation and placement of a PrimeTaper EV with a diameter of 4.2 millimeters and a length of 11 millimeters, using the recommended protocol for soft, medium, and dense bone qualities. Use the guide drill to give the next drill a secure starting point. The maximum drilling speed is 1500 revs per minute. Drill in the planned direction to the appropriate depth with drill 1 at a maximum drilling speed of 1500 revs per minute. Use PrimeTaper drill 3 to widen the osteotomy and drill to the appropriate depth. Use PrimeTaper drill 4 to further widen the osteotomy and drill to the appropriate depth. After drilling, carefully measure the depth of the implant site using the depth gauge. Cortical preparation is marked with this symbol in the drilling protocol. Drill through the entire thickness of the cortical bone, in this case 3 millimeters. Very dense bone may be tapped using the PrimeTaper 4.2 millimeter tap at a maximum of 25 revs per minute. The depth marking indicates 6.5 millimeters. Install the implant with the contra angle and the implant driver EV at 25 revs per minute under profuse irrigation. For final positioning, use the torque wrench together with the implant driver EV and the surgical driver handle. If a one-stage procedure with transgingival healing is planned, without preparation of an implant-supported temporary restoration, the implants can be covered with healing abutments. With this option, an existing denture can be modified and used as a temporary restoration. Place the Heal Design EV abutment using the hex driver. Manually secure the healing abutment using light finger force. Finally, adapt and suture the soft tissue. If a two-stage procedure is planned, the implant is sealed with a cover screw during the healing phase to prevent the entry of saliva and bacteria. Insert the cover screw EV using the hex driver. Tighten with light finger force. Replace and fix the tissue flaps with sutures. After the healing phase, expose the implant for fabrication of the prosthetic restoration. Depending on the planned procedure, place a healing abutment or a temporary restoration. For restorative solutions, the implants portfolio offers prefabricated and patient-specific abutments. Restorations include prosthetic options on implant and abutment levels, with various types of fixation possibilities. In addition, key features include a unique interface design with 3 indexing solutions and self-guiding impression components. The unique one-position-only feature is used to guide Atlantis patient-specific and healing abutments into the optimal position. This standardizes the workflow, simplifies the procedures for referring dentists, and enhances the communication between treatment teams and dental laboratories. The second indexing solution enables indexed abutments to be seated in 6 available positions. Non-indexed abutments can be seated in any rotational position. The implant impression components EV have a self-guiding feature and are designed to engage in one position only. Implant Pickup Design EV is available in 2 heights, low and high. The design of the pickup captures the soft tissue sculpture created during soft tissue healing. The self-guiding installation procedure is applicable for all implant-level impression components. All final abutments are designed for a uniform torque, 25 Newton-centimeters. Due to clinical considerations, the temporary abutments have been verified for a lower torque of 15 Newton-centimeters. The lower torque is also used for bridge screws. Depending on the impression technique used, several restorative options are available. Conventional impressions may be used for analog workflows, or an intraoral scanner may be used for digital workflows. Digital dentistry makes impressions more accurate. It is also a faster and more convenient technique to use. Implant or abutment-level digital impressions may be taken using an intraoral scanner. The PrimeScan intraoral scanner can quickly and accurately generate a digital impression of the clinical situation, the antagonist, and the patient's bite, powder-free and in color. Digital impressions have the advantage that they can be viewed directly on the screen. A system-specific scan flag with known dimensions is placed on the implant or abutment, depending on the system. The scan is then sent to the dental laboratory for design and manufacturing of the abutment and crown. DS PrimeTaper implants support an efficient handling experience. Faster implant installation due to the double thread design and the tapered shape of the implant. An easy drilling protocol and logical tray layout. The drilling protocol delivers flexibility and osteotomy preparation with few drills, providing efficiency for the practice. A unique interface design and self-guiding impression components. With DS PrimeTaper implant system, you have a complete, modern, and attractive implant workflow solution, creating the ideal balance of simplicity and sophistication. The perfect tool for your hands.